Oh yeah. What up? We're back. Happy Monday. Let me get this thing going. Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's Monday. And the question is, should I buy more Bitcoin today? That is the question. If you don't stack, you get held back. If you don't stack, you get held back. I like it. All right, so let's kick things off with a little Bitcoin strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $97,381.25. Not a lot of activity, not a lot of movement. It's been hovering around the same range, going sideways. But it's okay, because the question is, should I buy more Bitcoin today? Well, today you can buy 1,026 Satoshis for a single dollar. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. If you can save up 100 million Satoshis, you in essence have a whole Bitcoin. Shout out and round of applause from the live studio audience for Mr. Hard Hodl. And of course, for Mr. Dari in the house. What up, Dari Duke? Welcome back. Yes, today we will be, of course, stacking more Bitcoin. That is, the title is obviously a, what do you call those? Clickbait. But I gotta get people in here somehow. Okay? Every time I look at the stats and look at the channel, okay, we're actually doing pretty good right now. We're growing. We're starting to grow again since last week. Or since the last couple of weeks. We are currently at 348 subscribers. Let's go. I think that's the highest subscriber count we've ever had. On our way to 500 subs. Let's go. All right, but that is the Bitcoin strength. Today you can buy 10 Satoshis for a single penny. So they're still cheap, guys. They're still cheap. You hope BTC will dump? I kind of hope it dumps too, so I can get some more tasty sats. But I wouldn't be mad if it pumps from here. You know, it's pretty crazy. Yep, exactly. All right, so that is the Bitcoin strength. Let's see, let's get this music back up. There it is. Pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. Today's gonna be kind of a quick day. It's Monday. I got a lot of stuff I need to take care of at work, so we're gonna go right for the 30-minute mark, if not less. So unless there's any questions that come up that I need to address, we could do those. But today's gonna be a pretty fast day, guys. So let's get into the second segment of the show, which is why we stack. If you're new to the show and you're wondering what the heck are we doing here, what do you mean you're saving in Bitcoin? It's simple. All I do is I buy Bitcoin, no matter the price. I buy Bitcoin. I move that Bitcoin off of the exchange into a wallet I control. It's called taking custody, and I just hold it. And by doing so, the value of the money I saved in Bitcoin, the money of the value I saved, I set aside. If you want to think of it technically, basically, you're buying Bitcoin, and when you buy that Bitcoin, the value of that Bitcoin continues to go up against the value of the dollar. So in essence, by holding Bitcoin, you grow your purchasing power against the dollar. So you're able to do more and more things with that funds that you had with the original that you had before, right? So if I have $1,000 and I save it in Bitcoin, down the road, that $1,000 worth of dollars that got converted to Bitcoin will be able to buy maybe double that, $2,000 worth of stuff, right? Because again, the value of the Bitcoin is appreciating against the dollar. So when you have extra money that you need to save for long term, it makes more sense to put it into an asset class that's going to grow its purchasing power and make you more wealthy, and that is Bitcoin. It's the easiest asset class to get into. There's no the barrier to entry is really low, right? You can buy like $1 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy 50 cents worth of Bitcoin on Strike, for example, right? And so the barrier to entry is so low that it just makes sense. And also it's always on. It always works 24/7, 365. You might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't know, because I want to be able to take the money out in case I need it for something. Well, you can, right? Just know that if you take it out and you have gains, those are taxable. But if I needed to take money out, it doesn't take that long. You transfer the money from your last resort. If you needed to, last resort, you have to pull out the savings. Then you send some of that Bitcoin back to your exchange, and then you sell it on your exchange, and you cash out to your bank account. That whole process can take like maybe the Bitcoin, just the Bitcoin part of that process can take like 20 minutes. That's it. About 20 minutes. And then the transfer from your exchange to your bank account, that can take a little bit longer, but that's not Bitcoin anymore. That's something else, right? But still, the whole process of liquidating Bitcoin, if you ever needed to, is super simple. And it takes like I said, maybe it'll take like 1 or 2 days total. And that's because of the transfer from your bank account, from your exchange to your bank account. Okay. But here on the show, we don't liquidate because there's always something else we could do to generate revenue or generate income, unless you decided to save for a specific thing in Bitcoin, and that makes more sense. Like, for example, say you want to get a car, right? You want to save for a car, and you don't want to you want to save for a car or down payment on a car or something, right? And if you're saving just in cash, as time goes on and the money supply keeps increasing, the value of the car you're trying to buy is going to continue to go up. So you'll always be falling behind, even though you're saving for that thing, right? Well, if you're saving in Bitcoin, the value of the Bitcoin will appreciate faster than if you were just saving. So you might even be able to get that car, that down payment on a house, sooner than you expected if you had just been saving the cash. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, the idea here is that hopefully you come to realize that, hey, well, hang on a second. I've been saving this money for a down payment on a car, and I wanted to save this amount, and I was expecting it would take 2 or 3 years or whatever, or even a down payment on a house, right? And then you look at your savings and you get to that goal like in half the time, or like a third of the time, or 2/3 of the time. You're getting to your goal faster, and then you realize, hey, wait a minute, do I even should I sell my Bitcoin and buy this one thing that's gonna just depreciate, right? Or anyway, it once you start seeing how it grows, it'll change you. You'll start to second guess yourself as far as like, man, maybe there's something else I can do besides sell this Bitcoin to get this thing that I don't really even need. I mean, a car you might need, of course, right? But do you need like the top of the line model of that car, like with the highest trim? Or do you just need something to get to work and back or whatever, right? Do you need to, do you know what I mean? And saving in Bitcoin will make you more aware of that kind of stuff and be like, well, hang on a second, I could get like a really, really nice, expensive car and liquidate my whole stack. And then I'll have the nice, expensive car that's losing value as soon as I drive it off the lot. And that kind of sucks, right? But it'll be a cool looking car, but you'll be broke. You won't have any more savings anymore, right? Or you can maybe lease an okay-ish car, right? And instead of liquidating your whole stack, just make payments on that thing. You're making your payments on that vehicle or on that lease, while the whole time you're still continuing to stack, and you have your stack on the side, and now you're leasing the car or leasing the thing, and you're making payments on it, but your stack continues to grow. It's pretty cool. So then you start to think to yourself, well, hang on a second, that's kind of cool. So instead of liquidating my whole stack and spending that money on a one shot to get the car or the thing, you lease the thing or you finance the thing, right? And as long as your finance is your interest rate is lower than the rate at which Bitcoin is increasing and is growing, you have a little bit of arbitrage that they're taking advantage of, right? So it's kind of a hard concept to understand, but the beginning of that is to, of course, start saving in Bitcoin. Once you have a little Bitcoin stack, and you start to see that your little stack is reasonable, it can actually start to buy you stuff if you want to buy things. Then it becomes an exercise of, okay, should I sell? Let's say you're holding, like we're holding here on the show, right? Based on our little savings plan. The show is currently holding 0.33 Bitcoin, which is about $32,000. Okay. That's a lot of money. If you think about it, that's a good chunk of change, right? $32,000 can buy a lot of stuff, right? Let's say I wanted to buy like something that was $30,000, or we'll say $20,000, because if I bought something for $20,000 and I sold my Bitcoin to buy that thing, I'd probably have to pay around, I don't know, close to $10,000 in taxes for capital gains, right? So I'd have to liquidate my whole bag. That's $32,000 worth of Bitcoin, and then save the Bitcoin. Save the extra 10 G's for the taxes that I have to pay for the capital gains, and then spend the 20 G's on whatever I was going to buy. And now I'm zeroed out. I don't have any Bitcoin, right? And I'm back to square one for a thing that's not going to retain its value, right? That's what we say. Never sell. Exactly, Dari. That's what we say. We never sell. Okay. Where the other option would be, okay, do you really need this thing that's like 20 G's? Okay, fine. You get the 20 G's thing, like a car or whatever it is, right? But you try to get it financed. You get it financed, and you just make your minimum payments on it, and whatever extra money you have, you keep adding to your Bitcoin stack, because the money that goes into your Bitcoin stack is growing faster than the rate of interest that you're paying for that thing. So it makes more sense to just keep making your minimum payments. Don't default on your loan. But take the real money that you've earned and put that into Bitcoin, because that's going to grow faster than the loan's depreciating. Also, the longer you can extend that loan, if you have a low enough interest rate, the better it is for you, because you're paying back the bank with weaker money, right? So, for example, if because the bank is denominated the loan, it has denominated the loan in dollars, so they don't care how you get those dollars. They just want to get paid back in dollars. So if you have to pay back $20,000, $20,000 today, it's going to be more strong. It's going to be able to buy you more things than $20,000 in a year or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how long your loan is, right? So instead of liquidating your whole stack, getting rid of all of the value and spending it to buy a car or something, lease the car or finance the car, keep your stack where it is, and just pay back your loan a little bit at a time, because the further you can extend it, like I said, the better it'll be for you, because you're paying them back with cheaper money, with money that can buy less and less. Okay. All right. That is, Anyway, so let's go back to saving in Bitcoin. Why do we save in Bitcoin? We save in Bitcoin because saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for, as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours. All right. That is all. That is all. Oh no. Dari says he lost his. Where'd the music go? He lost it. No way. Lost my 6 BTC by selling and trading alts. No. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Oh, that sucks, dude. That's terrible. Yeah. Don't trade, guys. Just buy and hold. Buy and hold. And eventually down the road, we'll get we'll have more what do you call them? More services for Bitcoiners that'll come up as it becomes more up in the system. Carlos Jaramillo in the house. What up? Round of applause for Carlos. DCA to BTC. That's what we're doing all day, every weekday. I'll not make the same mistake. Target 0.25. Let's go. Let's go. You get there. You'll get there. All right. So with that, let's jump into what is it? Let's jump into the stack recap. Dang. All right. Stack recap. because we don't only talk about stacking Bitcoin here Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We actually do it. And in 2025, our average buy price is $99,757, and the current price of Bitcoin is $97,000. So today, again, we will be buying a double stack. We'll be buying $40 worth of Bitcoin. Okay? We started stacking Bitcoin here on the show on May 22nd, 2023. Back when Bitcoin was $27,360, we bought $5 on that day. Those $5 turned into $17. Okay? The lowest we've ever bought here on the show is $25,151. Anyway, through a bunch of different methods, including DCA, like we do here on the show, selling things and converting them to Bitcoin, donations from the audience, and doing special events like the 100 Days of Saving in Bitcoin and, of course, the 21 Moto Project. We've accumulated on the show 0.3317384 Bitcoin. That Bitcoin is currently worth $32,306.07 based on the price of Bitcoin today. On the show, we've actually stacked and bought Bitcoin live during the show. We bought $11,646.98 worth of Bitcoin. That stack that we bought here on the show is currently worth $23,176.64. There it is. After 20 months and 3 weeks, I think. Yeah, 20 months and 3 weeks. Our savings have grown about 98%. I'm just going to call it 100%. So it's doubled. Carlos, I'm still mining a little bit on the side. Yep. As I'm using the miner's exhaust as a heater. So I'm dual mining, I guess. I'm mining for heat and for sats. So yes. How about you? Are you still mining? But yeah, that's exactly right there. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. Pretty awesome. Now in 2025, a lot of our buys are down. We bought Bitcoin when it was 106,000, 105,000, 105,000. So it seems, we're down. We are down about $5. No, $15. We're down minus 1.65% because of Bitcoin. People might say, "Oh, Bitcoin's going to zero. We're going to lose all this money." No. So look, this is what's important. When you first get started, it's going to seem very volatile, and you're going to be like, "Damn, I'm losing money." Even though it's only like $14 here or $15, it hurts, especially if you're not sure of it. You're not sure what it is, right? But then we look at our savings plan that also got started kind of rough at the beginning of the year. We were down for a while in 2024, and that stack that started a little bit rough ended up now is at 62% up, right? So okay. Now it's a little bit easier to hodl and a little bit easier to just keep buying because you understand what you're getting, right? And if you look back all the way to the beginning of the show, we're up, like I said, 100%. Now it's way easier to just muscle through and hodl through the dips, the little baby dips that we're getting, and just keep stacking, right? Because you understand that at first it's gonna seem volatile, like you're gonna there's a potential to lose money, but then if you just hang on, if you could do that for a cycle, which is 4 years, you're pretty much in the positive. We're not even done with our first cycle here on the show. We're only 20 months and about 3 weeks in, and we're already 100% gains. So that's pretty awesome. So we're in a good position. And if you're just starting out and you want to jump in with us, start stacking with us, just all you gotta do is choose your own adventure. Choose your own Bitcoin savings adventure, right? You choose how much Bitcoin you want to save and how often you want to save that much. So for example, you can say, I want to save, instead of drinking my Starbucks coffee every day of the week on my way to work, I'm going to brew my coffee at home and I'm going to save $5 of Bitcoin each day, right? That's $25 a week. It's pretty good. What's that? $25 a week. It's $100 a month. It's pretty good. Right? It's pretty good. What up, dude? Welcome to the show, Pipeline Podcast. Hope all is well. Good question. Why is my recurring buy on Strike show it's buying BTC at 100,000, but if I go to regular purchase, it says the real 97,000 price? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't do regular buys on there because I do the buys for the show. I don't have a reoccurring automatic buy. But I heard if you have reoccurring automatic buys, after a certain amount, you basically don't pay a fee. So that might be where they're making it up is they're changing the price on you or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's pretty wild. The way this stuff is, the way it works, and it works, right? All right, so we're gonna do the buy here coming up in a little bit, but first I want to talk about something that I don't know. I'm on Reddit, and I see like some of the questions people ask in the Bitcoin Reddit and like the beginner Bitcoiner Reddit, and there's a lot of people out there that are new, and even people that kind of know what they're talking about are still kind of new. And I just want to kind of highlight this in the show just to make sure that you guys understand that when I say that we're Bitcoin only and self-custody only, that's just the way that Bitcoin was intended to be used, right? Like if you want everything that Bitcoin is, which is sovereignty and no third-party risk, permissionless, you have to custody the Bitcoin, okay? A lot of people, even within that Bitcoin subreddit, are like, yeah, it's okay to buy it and just leave it on Coinbase because Coinbase is a big company and it's not very likely that something would happen to them if you don't want to learn how to custody it yourself. No, that's BS. It's baloney, okay? And another thing somebody was saying was like, oh, Bitcoin, oh yeah, non-custody Bitcoin or paper Bitcoin is better than no Bitcoin. And I was like, no, that's also not true, right? Because non-custody Bitcoin that you buy and leave on the exchange, it doesn't exist for you. It doesn't exist in my mind. And as far as the Bitcoin network is concerned, it doesn't exist. It's not yours until the exchange is forced to write the transaction to the blockchain, to the time chain, to the Bitcoin time chain. And you can see those funds, you can see that Bitcoin in your wallet, then it's real. Until that happens, it is paper Bitcoin. That means that they could be selling you something that's not even there. They could have you log into a website, Coinbase or another exchange, and they're gonna say, oh yeah, Carlos logged in. When Carlos logs in, I want you to show him he's got 1.2 Bitcoin on his account. Because he sent us so much money, we got to show him, like, make him think he's got 1.2 Bitcoin, right? And then Carlos is like, woohoo! He signs in every week, checks his stack. He's like, yeah, I got 1.2 Bitcoin on the exchange. All right, right? And the exchange hasn't really even bought that Bitcoin. They just took your money and printed that on the screen for you every time you log in. They're tracking it as if they have it, but you can't make sure that they have it. You have to trust that they have it, right? You can't verify that they have it because all of their Bitcoin on the exchange is in a big giant wallet or two or three, right? And the only thing separating your Bitcoin from someone else's Bitcoin on that exchange is the data that's associated with your information of your account in the database on their system that you don't have access to and you cannot verify, right? So that is paper Bitcoin until you transfer it to your wallet. When it becomes real Bitcoin, verified on the blockchain in your wallet that you have the keys for, then it's your Bitcoin. Until you do that, I don't care how much Bitcoin you buy and leave on the exchange, you're not a Bitcoiner. Okay? You're not real yet. And I know some people some guys get offended by me saying that, but hey, it's the truth. Okay, it's the truth. You don't have Bitcoin until you have it in your wallet that you control. Until then, it's paper Bitcoin, and paper Bitcoin is bad. Okay, paper Bitcoin is bad, to address the second point, because if you were to be saving in Bitcoin for like years and leave all your stuff on the exchange, like the people that were saving in Bitcoin that had their accounts on FTX or BlockFi, how'd that turn out for them, right? They were 100% convinced it was Bitcoin, and maybe it was Bitcoin in the case of BlockFi, but not in the case of FTX. right? They told them they were buying Bitcoin for them. They took their money and took that money and invested it in something else, right? They were able to keep up with the facade because not a lot of people were withdrawing their Bitcoin and taking it to custody. And so they were able to pull it off and be like, okay, Carlos is buying Bitcoin from us and he usually withdraws it. So let's make sure we have enough Bitcoin to at least cover Carlos's withdrawal so we can keep our facade up, so we can keep our business going, so people continue to think that we're holding this much Bitcoin, right? So when Carlos pulls out his Bitcoin, gets it deposited to his account, his wallet, that takes any risk off of Carlos because now it's his Bitcoin. It's on the blockchain. You don't have to worry about it. And if FTX or BlockFi or even Coinbase go out of business or get seized or get hacked or whatever, it doesn't matter because your stuff is off that exchange, right? So just a little PSA. I wanted to double down on that one and make sure that you guys understand that. Look, if you're shitcoining, that's on you. That's not my business. Okay. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, you shouldn't shitcoin. Shitcoin if you want, but just understand what it is. It's a gamble. Okay. You're walking into the casino and you're putting your savings on a number on the roulette table or on a color, on black or red, right? And you're calling that a savings mechanism. That's not a savings mechanism. That's called gambling, right? So that's what poop coins are. That's what altcoins are. That's what NFTs are. That's all that trash is. Okay. And yeah, I'm vehemently against it, but we can still be friends. You can still come in here and talk about Bitcoin. I don't mind. Just don't try to pump any crap. All right. That's what segment are we in? Oh yeah, we need to buy some Bitcoin now, right? So double check real quick the value of our current stack. The price of Bitcoin is 97,000. Our current average buy price for 2025 is 99,000. That means that there's only one thing left to do. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. All right, so today, since the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price for 2025, we're gonna buy $40 worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin only. Oh my gosh. I'll open up my Strike app right here. Boom. Strike app. I hit the buy button. Boom. I'm gonna key in $40. $40 worth of Bitcoin. Buying that right now. If it's not in the blockchain, it doesn't exist. That's right. Cutting the music. Started the drum roll. There it is. Buying $40 worth of Bitcoin today on the Stack Bitcoin Show. Monday, February 10th. Chilling. Oh, I did confirm. Ha! Confirm. Transaction confirmed. Let's go. There it is. Just like that, we've stacked an additional 40,577 Satoshis, fractions of a Bitcoin. A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin, like we said. Let's update the spreadsheet with today's buy. Today is the 10th. Whoa, what happened here? There it is. We bought at the price of $97,641.52. Can you remember what you felt like when you saw the price of Bitcoin go to like 107, 108,000? What was your thoughts when you saw that price? Did you think to yourself, did you kick yourself in the nuts and say, dang, I should have bought more when Bitcoin was below 100,000? And yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. You should have kicked yourself in the nuts for not buying Bitcoin when it was below 100,000. Well, here it is at 97,000, and you're not and you still have chairs. I was kidding. Oh, I kid. Okay, let's update the spreadsheet for 2025. Currently, we've saved $860 into Bitcoin for this year. For the whole lifespan of the show, let's add this to the spreadsheet. Let's put here. Bam. An additional 40,577 Satoshis for a grand total of, there it is, 0.33214401 Bitcoin for the final stack of the Stack Bitcoin show. Not bad. Not bad at all. Slow and steady. We keep stacking. When the price of Bitcoin goes up, we buy more Bitcoin. When the price of Bitcoin goes down, we buy more Bitcoin. When the price of Bitcoin goes, where are we? Up or down? Anyway, we buy more Bitcoin. Why? How can I be so convicted? How can I be so convicted of just doing that? Because I understand that nothing else I can buy with my money, with the value of my earnings, will appreciate, will hold its value faster, as better than Bitcoin. Plus all the other benefits of Bitcoin, right? Sovereignty, permissionless, no third-party risk, all that good stuff. Anyway, that is what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. Let's turn on this music. The closeout track. There it is. Slow and steady, guys. We keep stacking. Stay focused. Right? A lot of crazy stuff happening in the world. But when you get a little nervous, when you get a little freaked out, just remember that the Bitcoin network is still doing a block every 10 minutes. Okay? And a lot of other things can break before Bitcoin breaks. So just keep stacking. Be ready. Okay? Take custody of your stuff. Take custody of your coins. Take custody of your Bitcoin. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys.